This video will provide you with a very basic introduction to editing content on the austinquakers.org website. Start here and then go on to more advanced topics such as creating new pages, working with images, managing community group pages, found elsewhere in the help system. Our site is built on a content management system called Concrete 5 that makes it easy to create, update, and manage content. If you want to get an overview for what Concrete 5 is and does, you might want to check out their website at www.concrete5.org. They have an introductory video that you might want to watch. To get more detailed information, you can go to their editor's guide, which gives you all the basics of editing content on a Concrete 5 site. You'll find the links below the video frame on this page. Now, for this time, I want to show you how to make simple changes to an existing page. So let's go to About Us, Worship. Now that we've on the page that we want to edit, you'll notice that up here in the top, if you've been authorized as a content author and you're signed in, you'll get this editing bar across the top. Now we'll go over what these various buttons do, and let's start with the edit button. That's the one with the little pencil icon. Click that. In Concrete 5, a page contains one or more blocks. These are discrete pieces of content that can be added, edited, or moved around. Different block types have different uses, like adding and editing text, images, videos, maps, and many other things. You can see each block outlined in green as you hover the mouse over it. You'll also see that the page is divided into areas indicated with a little gray tab as you hover. The site-wide areas, like the header navigation area, show up on every page, but we'll be mostly working with the main area. That's where you'll really do your work and add your content. Now this page has two blocks. Page title block at the top displays the page name by default at the top, followed by a content block, which has text and an image. Now to edit a block, you hover over it with your mouse, click, and you get a context menu. Select Edit Block from the menu. Now this page title block is really very simple. All it does is it contains the custom title text, which can override the page name, and the formatting style, which is really should always be H1. So we don't really have any need to change this one. So we're just going to click the Cancel button. Just below the page title block, we have a content block. This is the most common kind of block that you will encounter. It allows you to enter text and insert images and links, much as you would do in a word processor. We'll put it in edit mode in much the same way as we did with the page title block. Click and select Edit Block. Now let's make just a few little changes. Maybe we'll put in an extra line and some bolded text. That's enough for now. When we're done with our changes, we just click save, or we can click cancel. Now, if you are comfortable with working in HTML and there's some kind of change that you want to make that's difficult to make in the editor, you can click on the source button and make changes right to the underlying HTML markup. So we'll just click save to save our changes for now. Now, we can insert other blocks by clicking the Add button with the little plus icon. As you can see, there is an awfully large number of different kinds of blocks. We can add images, links to files, navigation bars, page lists, YouTube videos, all kinds of stuff. We'll do something simple for demonstration. We're going to add a breadcrumb menu, and we do that with the AutoNav block. So I'm going to click on the AutoNav and drag it, and then we can drop it somewhere on the page. These little green bars show you where you're dropping the block. So you'll get it right. Now for the AutoNav is used for all kinds of navigation menus, not just breadcrumbs. So we're going to make one change. We're going to change under Child Pages, we're going to select Display Breadcrumb Trail and click Add to add the block. Well, here's our menu, but it's not quite formatted right. There's another technique we can use to format blocks. We click on it just as we did when we're editing the block, but this time we go to Design and Custom Template. This gives you several ways to control the formatting of a block. In this case, we're going to apply a custom template, which is not surprisingly called breadcrumb. So we select that. All we did was we clicked the little gear icon to get the advanced menu, selected breadcrumb, and then click Save. Now, don't worry so much about the details of how I did this with the breadcrumb menu. I mostly wanted to give you the feel of what it's like to add a block and to format it. We'll go over some of these more advanced things in future lessons. Now, if you want to move a block around, let's imagine for some odd reason we wanted to put this menu underneath the page header. We grab the little cross sign here, hover with the mouse, hold it down and drag, and we can place it somewhere else. We'll also want to change the formatting so there's not so much space between these things, but I'll show you that in another lesson. So once you've made all the changes that you want to make, go back up to the little pencil icon, click. It's usually wise to add a comment, a version comment, because these changes are versioned, and we can roll back our changes if we like, but it's always useful to have a little note to know what the previous version was like. If you're ready to save your work, but you're not quite ready to make it public on the site yet, you can click Save Changes. If you want to just roll back to the original version, you can click Discard Changes. When you're finally ready to save your changes and make them public on the site, you click this little blue button, Publish Changes. And there you go. But if you're ready to make your changes visible on the website, you save your work and publish it by clicking this blue button, Save Changes. And there you go. If you want to practice before you go to work for real, sign into the testing site at testing.austinquakers.org and feel free to play around. You'll find the link below. You'll get the hang of this in no time.